Welcome to our end-of-season video review of Charlton's 92-93 campaign. Over the next hour and 3/4, we'll be dipping into the Addicks archives to bring you coverage of every home and away match as we reflect back on a truly memorable season for Charlton. As well as catching up on all the highs and lows from the field of play, you'll also have the chance to win a fantastic prize in our easy-to-enter Charlton Trivia Quiz. Dotted throughout this video are 5 simple Charlton questions. Just jot down the answers on a postcard and send them to Trivia Quiz, care of Steve Dixon, at the usual club address. All entries should reach us by no later than the end of August 1993. The first correct entry picked out of the hat will win a year's free subscription to our regular video series, The Moving Magazine. This season, of course, saw a massive shake-up for English football, with the formation of the new breakaway Premier League. Other changes this year included a number of key amendments to the rulebook, the most important being the controversial new back-pass rule. As Charlton gear up for their first match in the new-look First Division, we're joined at Upton Park by our commentator, Steve Dixon.
It's a bright, sunny afternoon here in East London as Charlton Athletic and Grimsby Town walk out on the pitch here at Upton Park to start the Barclays League First Division season. Here's Lee for Charlton, skips aside one challenge, a ball through to Nelson, he's through! Nelson scores! It's 1-0 to Charlton after 7 minutes, and it's Gary Nelson, his first goal in the first team since December 28th, and he'll be absolutely delighted with that. Gary Nelson gets off the mark and he thanks the good Lord. And Charlton have a corner. Not a particularly good one. Here's Lee, back to Walsh. And that's a better ball in. Lieber with a flick. 2-0. Carl Lieber scores and it's 2-0 after only 11 minutes. What a marvellous start for Charlton. And what a super goal by Carl Lieber. Walsh and Gassing over the ball. Robert Lee to the right, and this is Lee. Walsh goes again. Lee has spotted Pardew sneaking in on the far post with a chance for Dyer, and it's 3-0. Alex Dyer has scored for Charlton and celebrates with Alan Pardew. And that wraps up the points for Charlton this afternoon. And Bob Boulder slipped, and there's a chance. Oh, what a save! Oh, what a fine save! And there it is. Jim Dobbin has scored for Grimsby.
The full-time score, Charlton Athletic 3, Grimsby Town 1. Although August saw Charlton starting their second season as tenants of West Ham, there'd been some important developments over the summer that would eventually spell the end of Charlton's days as footballing gypsies. In June, the club launched its bold new Valley Investment Plan, an exciting initiative for raising the remaining £1.5 million needed to return the Addicks to their rightful home. With money pouring into the VIP scheme at an encouraging rate of knots, the Addicks' next fixture was away to Cambridge United on the 18th of August. Cambridge dominated the first half, and Charlton's Bob Boulder had his work cut out to keep a clean sheet. The U's found themselves down to 10 men in the 70th minute when skipper Danny O'Shea was shown the red card for this foul on Robert Lee. As the last moments of the game ebbed away, it looked as if the Addicks would have to be content with a goalless draw. However, Alan Pardew had other plans. The score at the final whistle, Cambridge United 0, Charlton Athletic 1. The 22nd of August saw Charlton playing away to their Upton Park landlords, West Ham.
Oh, and here's an opportunity for Charlton. It's Gary Nelson. And a brilliant save from McCloskey. He did everything right. He held back, he didn't come out. And as Nelson advanced, McCloskey just took a couple of steps forward, narrowed the angle, and with a right hand, turned Nelson's shot round the corner. Robert Lee, good diagonal run, and good ball inside to Pardew, but yet again it's that man Butler. However, only finds Bumstead. Pitcher. It's a good ball, plenty of space for Nelson. Little ball inside for Lee. Lee goes round Potts, turns the ball across, it's out. Alan Pardew puts Charlton ahead. Right on the stroke of the half out. It was a brilliant piece of skill. Gary Nelson found a bit of space, pushed inside to Robert Lee, who went down the line, pulled the ball across, tucked in at the far post by Alan Pardew. West Ham United 0, Charlton Athletic 1. Potts in some difficulty, but he finds his feet again, keen on this touchline. Beautiful play from him, gives Potts a chance to turn this one in. Potts has found Robson, whose cross might find Alvin Martin. And Bob Boulder went down on his knees. A great save from the veteran keeper. So let off for West Ham, but you have to say it looks like an academic let off. Charlton still ahead in injury time. Oh dear, oh dear, that looks the closest they've got. Simon Webster's backheader, that went flying off his bonks right towards the top right hand corner.
The game finished West Ham United 0, Charlton Athletic 1. A result that left the Addicts Division 1 top dogs with 9 points. However, the club's financial position wasn't looking so rosy, and rumours continued to abound that midfield maestro Robert Lee would be sold off to help balance the books. With media attention firmly focused on the 26-year-old winger, Charlton's next match was at home to Bristol Rovers on August the 25th.
Alexander, now can Walsh in the header, Bumstead might. He's put Lee in, and Lee nearly got through. And now Pardew, and now Walsh, and Lee's at the far post, and here is Lee! Off the line! Off the line by Steve Yates, and Robert Lee can't believe it. Marvellous header by Yates. Good attacking, good counter-attacking by Charlton. And now Dyer. Lee couldn't escape from Yates, but it's a good ball from Bumstead. Now Nelson, Bumstead takes over. Here's Walsh. Lee making a break, and there goes Robert Lee. Robert Lee's in. Robert Lee has scored. It's 1-0. Robert Lee with his first goal of the season on 44 minutes, and it's Charlton Athletic 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Walsh again, finding Lee. Good ball from Walsh. Lee, oh look at that from Robert Lee. The far post. Lots of players right. Oh, what a goal! Alex Dyer! What a fantastic goal! And his smile lights up the North Bank. But that was a terrific goal from Alex Dyer. Webster gets up. It'll fall for Saunders. Trying to find John Taylor. And now Saunders. Oh, a save! What a fine goal. And Rovers are back in the game, and it's Andy Rees. And now Chan Charlton reply quickly. Nelson's up there, he's on his own. He's pulled it back sensibly towards Lee. And now Lee's in, and Lee goes over. Penalty, surely. Well, referee Kelvin Morton, the penalty king, hasn't let us down. The score is 2-1. It's Pardew versus Parkin. Alan Pardew scores. It's Charlton 3, Bristol Rovers 1. Webster to the target. Oh, it might run. Oh, off the bar from Alan Pardew. Walsh, can he get it across? So he can. Oh, what a goal! What It's a goal from Alan Pardew. It's 4. And that's the goal of the night. Alan Pardew with a fantastic header.
The final score, Charlton Athletic 4, Bristol Rovers 1. Alex Dyer shared his thoughts on the match.
Alex, in a side at the start of the season, you must be well pleased with a couple of goals so far.
Yeah, very pleased. You know, it's nice to be in the side. It's nice to score a couple of goals as well. Yeah.
The cracking goal you got against Rovers on Tuesday.
Yeah, a bit of luck. I see Robert did his magic down the wing again, and he floated a great ball in. I just jumped and got my head to it. I didn't really power it in or anything. I just got a little touch on it, and it flew in.
Meanwhile, the Valley investment plan was nearing its target, and on the 28th of August, Charlton chairman Roger Alwyn was able to share some exciting news with the nation's sporting media.
We met this morning at 9:30, and we have taken the decision to proceed with the Valley, and that will actually happen on the 5th of December, which is their first match will be against Portsmouth.
With the return to the Valley now a certainty, the following day saw Charlton at Upton Park, taking on Luton Town.
Barnes, cross is a good one. Pardew gets up, inches wide. Alan Pardew again showing his power in the air. And it was so close to the opening goal. Nelson's come a long way to receive this. Barnes is a man on the edge. If you can find him, it was Gatting. It's come all the way across to Pardew, and now to Lee, and there's the drive. Good save. Andy Pedersen got across well, but that's the first time we've seen Robert Lee really have a good strike on goal.
The match finished with the honours even, at Charlton Athletic 0, Luton Town 0. The next outing for the Charlton squad was for the first round of the new Anglo-Italian Cup against local rivals Millwall on the 2nd of September.
And it's Roberts for Millwall. It's a good-looking ball to Holsgrove. Plays it into Goodman on the edge of the box. Goodman holds it up for number 2. Oh, it's a great goal by Kenny Cunningham. Cunningham, number 2, scores his first ever goal for Millwall. Long ball forward towards Bogey. And Bogey lets that run, and Goodman comes in, and that's number 2. Oh no, it's not. Real confusion. People looking to the referee and the linesman there. That was just cleared off the line. Charlton come forward now. It's looking dangerous. It's laid back. Oh, they've scored. And it's the substitute, Tony Barnes. Well, that goal really came out of nothing. Ball tucked back inside to Barnes, who shot low into the right-hand corner, and I think that Keller was unsighted with that one. And now it's out to Alex Dyer, number 9. He's happy to play it back to Walsh, who in turn plays it back again to Gatting. To Webster. Webster plays a long ball in towards Leaburn. Leaburn heads down, and it's a chance. Oh, it's another goal. Charlton take the lead through Alan Pardew. Pardew on the score sheet again. 5th goal of the season for him, and what a disappointment for Millwall.
The full-time score, Millwall 1, Charlton Athletic 2. The Addicts' first win at the Den since 1978. Charlton's next match away to Sunderland saw defender Anthony Barnes missing from the lineup, having been lured away by the bright lights of the Premier League to join Chelsea. As the match got underway, Charlton nearly took an early lead, with Robert Lee's shot slipping through the fingers of keeper Tim Carter. The 14th minute of the game saw Sunderland's John Kay heading for an early bath. Now down to 10 men, Sunderland's troubles grew in the 69th minute when Gary Nelson's shot bounced off Terry Butcher into the back of the net. Gary Bennett compounded the comedy of errors 14 minutes from time, deflecting the shot from Robert Lee, to give Sunderland an embarrassing own goal. The final score, Sunderland 0, Charlton Athletic 2. Fresh from this most unusual of victories, the following week, Charlton were back at Upton Park, playing at home to Cambridge.
White with a flick. Francis couldn't get in there, and now Lee to bring it away for Charlton. 3-on-2, 3-on-3 as Bumstead joins in. Nelson's through. Now can he finish? Oh, good tackle. Good tackle from Heathcote. Nelson appeals, but the challenge was a fair one. Dyer. Can he play Lee in? Oh, he can. Now Lee with a chance. Oh, it's there! No, off the line. Oh, it's wide from Pardew. Against the bar from Lee. I thought it had gone in. And when the ball came back off the bar, Pardew put the header wide. Cheatham, beaten by Bumstead. Farmer gets it away, up as far as Nelson. Lee to Leeburn. And now Lee again. Walsh is up on the left-hand side. Lee finds him. Walsh with a deep cross. Leeburn coming in. Down it goes! There it is! Oh, it's wide! Oh, it's a gilt-edged opportunity for Alan Pardew. Steaming through from midfield. Leeburn got the header down. It looked for all the world as if it was going to be a goal. But it's wide. And it's still 0-0.
The full-time score, Charlton Athletic 0, Cambridge United 0. A result that meant the Addicts were knocked off the top of the table by promotion rivals Newcastle. For their next match, Charlton were without wonder winger Robert Lee, who was deep in transfer negotiations with Premier League side Middlesbrough. Taking over Robert's midfield role was new signing John Robinson from Brighton and Hove Albion. With the Addicts hosting Portsmouth in the Anglo-Italian Cup, here's Steve Dixon at Upton Park.
So Sean Murray with the free kick, swung into the far post, and there's a chance, and there's a goal! And the scorer, Warren Aspinall, I think the man at the far post. And it didn't run for Paul Bacon. This is Aspinall, the goal scorer. And Orford gets it away. Now Whittingham giving chase. And Whittingham could be in here, and Whittingham's in here, and it's going to be 2-0. And it is 2-0. And Guy Whittingham capitalises on a poor back pass come header. And Charlton's chances of going to Italy in the Anglo-Italian Cup appear to be rapidly diminishing. Nelson, now Walsh. Can Walsh fashion something for Charlton? Walsh is through, there's a chance. Oh, it's whipped across the face of the goal and it's wide. And that was Charlton's best opportunity of the game. And time is ticking away if Charlton are going to cash in on a couple of potentially lucrative ties against Italian sides. This is Clark. Clark's going through. Clark could settle it, and Clark has settled it for Portsmouth. It's 3-0, and that is the end of the game, I suspect, as far as Charlton are concerned this evening. A half-hour wait in the Blackwall Tunnel is not the most appealing of prospects, even at the best of times, particularly after seeing Charlton lose 3-0. Maybe Darren Pitcher can do something about that. Pardew sweeps it in, surely a chance, and there it is at the far post. Carl Leeburn pulls one back. And Carl Leeburn marks his return to the first team with a goal.
The score at the final whistle, Charlton Athletic 1, Portsmouth 3. The following Friday saw Charlton making the long trip north to take on Tranmere. Alan Pardew came close to scoring just before half-time, only to see his header crash off the post. The game took a controversial turn shortly after the break, when Gary Nelson was mown down in the area by Dave Higgins. Amazingly, referee Gurnham Singh waved play on to deny Charlton a vital penalty. The game finished, Tranmere Rovers 0, Charlton Athletic 0, with the Addicks missing out on the chance to jump to the top of the table. September the 21st marked the end of an era for the Addicks, when Robert Lee ended weeks of speculation by finally signing for top club Newcastle in a deal worth £700,000. Robert's departure seemed to have dented Charlton's morale as the club played away to lowly 3rd Division Bury in the second round of the Coca-Cola Cup on the 22nd of September.
Minto. Put out by Ward. Robinson trying to lay the ball off. Kelly thought about coming. Bury could be in trouble. And it's just gone wide though. Gone wide from Gary Nelson. It must have come off Gary Kelly because he's out for a Charlton corner and Bury almost caught. Lyons tried the shot, it took a deflection and it's just gone wide. Lyons. Ward is on this near side. Plenty of space, and it's been found. Morget's continued his run. The cross comes over, on by Lyons, and a good chance here. Oh, and a great stop by Boulder from Mark Kearney.
Back with the Barclays League on the 26th of September, Charlton were at Upton Park to do battle with Glenn Hoddle's Swindon Town.
And Walsh. And Minto's going forward if Walsh can find him. It's a great run by Minto. Can he get in there? He has done. Oh, that's a great goal. That's a tremendous goal by Scott Minto. Charlton take the lead with a superbly crafted goal. Walsh with a through ball. Minto with the finish. And Charlton lead 1-0 on exactly 10 minutes here at Upton Park. Scott Minto with his first goal of the season. And real quality there from the Addicks. And that's fallen for Pitcher. And now Nelson is onside. Now if he can get it back on his left foot, and he's done so, there could be problems here. Oh, and he's sat on the ball. Pardew blocked. Out it comes to Nelson again. Charlton throw. And Dyer is the off. It comes. Oh, and Dyer's worked the chance. The shot. Oh, good save. Pitcher off the post. Oh, so close. Again, Taylor gets up well. Walsh gets the header in and brings Summerby tumbling in the process. And now Kim Grant's in. Can he finish? Yes, he can! Kim Grant! 2-0 to Charlton. It's a super goal by Grant. It was made again by Colin Walsh. And it's Charlton 2, Swindon 0. Kim Grant with his first goal of the season, and that should wrap up the points for the Addicks.
Full-time result, Charlton Athletic 2, Swindon Town 0. The following Saturday, Charlton were seeking to maintain their unbeaten league run as they played at home to Southend United.
Oh, it's a great ball by Nelson in towards Bumpton. He's let it go for Walsh. Walsh with a drive. Oh, not so far away from Colin Walsh. Walsh. Webster steps in for Charlton, and Webster goes striding forward. Oh, and there goes Webster again on the pass from Leeburn. And across the goal it goes. Oh, it's wide from Kim Grant. Well, that was Charlton's best move of the match. And it came when Simon Webster stepped out of the back four and turned himself into an almost impromptu winger. And Grant was only inches away at the far post. And now a chance for O'Callaghan. He needs some support. And he very nearly found it in Locke. But he'll keep it in, Adam Locke, if he can keep his feet. He's whipped the ball back in. And Ansar has scored for Southend. Southend take the lead. Charlton concede a lead goal for only the third time this season. and it's Andy Ansar for Southend. Leeburn getting up, and now Kim Grant. Kim Grant, and he's equalised! Kim Grant does it again! And Charlton are back on level terms within a minute. And what a fine strike by Kim Grant. He got goal side of the Southend back four, and the shot flew in from his left foot. It's 1-1. Webster gets up with another good header. Edwards gets in for Southend. Now Pitcher, an equally firm header. And Benjamin is away and clear. And Benjamin sends it goalwards. Oh, what a fabulous challenge. A fantastic clearance from Stuart Balmer. And he's kept Charlton on level terms here. And Martin with a solid header clear. Now Grit can send it back. It'll be Walsh. Cross comes in. Leeburn! Oh, fine save! Superb save by Sansom. Leeburn got the header in. It was going for the top of the nets, and Sansom made a super save.
The result at full time, Charlton Athletic 1, Southend United 1. Steve Dixon asked Kim Grant how he felt at clocking up 2 goals in 2 games.
Kim, you must be very pleased with that.
Oh, I am very pleased, you know. It's just brilliant.
2 goals in 2 games?
2 goals in 2 games and haven't even started a full game yet, so that must be a brilliant boost for me.
Of course, you had a bit of a problem, of course, getting here today. I mean, you very nearly missed the kick-off, didn't you?
Yeah, I nearly missed it. I got here at 2:30 because the traffic was unbelievable, you know, and I was really frustrated, and I just wanted to get here as quick as possible.
The crowd obviously took a shine to you. I mean, they gave you a good reception when you cut off the bench after last week, and obviously you repaid them as well, didn't you?
Yeah, and you know, I got on the pitch and I got a great reception. I started laughing to myself. I couldn't believe it. I felt rather embarrassed, actually.
The 7th of October saw Charlton hoping to put the sparkle back into their Coca-Cola Cup challenge as they faced the home leg against Bury.
There's a chance now for Leeburn, and Nelson with a drive, chance to have a drive. Oh, and he whips it wide of the post. Walsh. Webster arriving at the far post. He's kept the ball in towards. And now Grant, the drive, and it's wide. And that's probably the best chance of the second half for Charlton, and not surprisingly it fell to the man in form, Kim Grant. And Bowles drops it, and Kevin Holm has put it in, and Bury have taken the lead. Well, I don't believe it. 18 minutes to go, and the Bury supporters go wild, and the Shakers have shaken Charlton.
The final score, Charlton Athletic 0, Bury 1, with Bury going through to the next round to face QPR. Charlton's next match was away to Bristol City on the 10th of October. Carl Leeburn put the Addicks ahead after 8 minutes, first failing to get onto the end of Alex Dyer's cross, then capitalising on Martin Scott's bodged clearance to knock the ball into the back of the net. Kim Grant fluffed a sitter in the 17th minute when a diving header from Webster landed at his feet. City raced forward with the ball, and before Charlton knew where they were, Andrew Cole had surged clear of Stuart Balmer to set up Jakanowski. Before the whistle went for half-time, Charlton had a narrow escape when Cole's effort bounced off the woodwork. As the game slipped into injury time, Simon Webster lost possession of the ball to allow Jerry Harrison to blast home an unstoppable shot. The match finished, Bristol City 2, Charlton Athletic 1, shattering the Addicks' unbeaten league run. A week later, Charlton were back at Upton Park for the televised match against Millwall. Here's Brian Moore.
Orley playing it for Cunningham. Ray again with a shot. It's in there. And Millwall go into the lead. And Alex Ray with that scorching drive. Morley. Back in again towards John Goodman. Goodman got a header in and fisted away. Can Barber finish it off? Charlton lining up to get it away. Dawes playing it in now for Malcolm Allen. Good play by Malcolm Allen. And they've knocked it in there. Jamie Morley on his league debut puts Millwall 2-0 ahead.
The full-time score, Charlton Athletic 0, Millwall 2. This result continued Charlton's tumble from the top of the table to leave the side in 4th place with 22 points. On October the 24th, Charlton were hoping to kick their season back into life as they played away to big-spending Derby County. Charlton got the drop on the Moneybags Midlanders just 6 minutes into the game with Alan Pardew bagging the opener. Within minutes, however, the Rams had wiped out Charlton's lead, with Bob Bowler caught napping by this weak shot from Marco Gabbiadini. Derby's second was a result of embarrassing confusion in the visitors' defence, with a hapless Scott Minto knocking in the own goal. By half-time, Charlton were 3-1 down, with Paul Simpson laying on the ball for Mark Pembridge. In the 67th minute, victory looked a formality for Derby, with Simpson bringing the score to 4-1. However, this unnerving goal deficit only seemed to spark the Addicts back into life as John Robinson fired home from point-blank range to score his first ever Charlton goal. Alan Pardew brought the game to a thrilling climax, chalking up his second goal of the afternoon just 2 minutes from time. The full-time score, Derby County 4, Charlton Athletic 3. On the 1st of November, Charlton were at home to Division 1 newcomers Birmingham City in front of the London weekend cameras.
Walsh just keeping it in. And good cross in there towards Robinson, knocked down well by him. A super save by Seeley from Kim Grant.
That was excellent play. Charlton moved the ball quickly then. Leeburn played a good through ball for Colin Walsh, who gets down the line, does well to hold it in, and yet again puts one of these excellent crosses in that he does. And Robinson's on the back post to push it back, head it back inside, and Grant's there with a very good little effort, and Les Seeley brings an excellent save off.
Walsh playing the ball in nicely there. Minto across the face of the goal. Robinson couldn't quite get on the end of it, but a super move there by Charlton. Walsh holding it up a little bit. Minto making an absolutely exceptional run. And John Robinson here not able quite to get on the end of it. Primus doing well again. Minto just knocking it through for Leeburn. Walsh with a shot. And again Robinson almost there to finish it off.
The final score, Charlton Athletic 0, Birmingham City 0. The following Wednesday, Charlton were hoping for better things as they played at home to Leicester City.
Now Kim Grant is in. Now can he shoot? Oh, it's wide. A couple of goals and 3 points would boost morale no end for Charlton. Walsh, and has it gone straight in? It has! At the far post, and it's Gary Nelson. Colin Walsh's corner looked as if it was going to dip under the crossbar. It actually hit the woodwork and it fell straight to Gary Nelson. It was an absolute gift, but it's broken a duck for Nelson, and he's delighted with it. The Leicester captain has got his marching orders. It's a long walk to the dressing room here at Upton Park, and Leicester have some reorganising to do. Looking for someone to give it to. He succeeded only in giving it to Walsh. And now Leeburn giving chase. A good header by Hill. This is still Leeburn's ball though. A lovely little nod out to Nelson. Leeburn peeling off. Nelson going alone. Nelson going to try one. Gary Nelson with his second of the night. And that must be 3 points for Charlton. Leeburn won the header in the midfield and flicked it out to Nelson on the left flank. He cut inside one challenge, and from fully 25 yards he found the corner of the net past the despairing dive of Kevin Poole. It's Charlton Athletic 2, Leicester City 0.
On the 7th of November, Charlton were at Griffin Park for the derby match with 3rd Division champions Brentford.
Manuel, Luscombe, there's a goal! Great goal by Lee Luscombe! That was great opportunist finishing there, and with 27 minutes gone, it's Brentford 1, Charlton 0. Now Minto. Walsh skips over Statham. And good ball, Leeburn! It's there, is it? Is that across the line? And the linesman hasn't given the goal. Oh, has he? No, it's play on, but what confusion here. That will be talked about for a long, long time. And here is Walsh, who by right should be off the pitch now. It's a useful ball as well. Leeburn's header, Nelson, and it's off the post. Incredible stuff here. Statham, well played by Brian Statham. Puts it across, and Luscombe! Lee Luscombe gets his second goal of the game.
The final score, Brentford 2, Charlton Athletic 0. The 14th of November marked the dawn of a new era in Charlton history, as 7 years of enforced ground sharing came to an end for the club's last ever home match at Upton Park. Rather fittingly, the match was against promotion pace-setters Newcastle United, with Addicks old boy Robert Lee in the visitors' lineup.
In the second minute and in Newcastle's first real attack, David Kelly's header put Lee Clark in down the right. Kelly continued his run and turned the ball on, and with Gavin Peacock lurking, it went in off Stuart Balmer. And from that point, Charlton were up against it. All the same, Newcastle's defensive foundations don't quite match their attacking flair, and Charlton were very close to getting an equaliser. John Robinson turned and shot well, but not quite well enough to beat Pavel Cernicek. Instead, the second goal the game promised arrived at the other end. Charlton might know all about Robert Lee, but they still couldn't stop him doing what he does best. And Gavin Peacock crowned his cross with a brilliant finish in front of 6,000 Geordies and his dad Keith, reserve team coach at Charlton. The First Division leaders looked in control, but 10 minutes into the second half, it was the Charlton fans in the 13,000 crowd making themselves heard. Carl Leeburn nodded down, and Gary Nelson did the rest. But even when things start to look tricky, Kevin Keegan's management philosophy is all about motivation and encouragement. And two of the Newcastle youngsters he's got great faith in combined 10 minutes later. Clark's pinpoint cross met by Stephen Howie's head. And the manager was sitting comfortably again.
The following Sunday, Charlton were at Molineux to take on Wolves.
Chance here now, and knocked in by Burke to put Wolves ahead. Now Robbie Dennison, back in the Northern Ireland squad. Outfield, little chip by him, and a beautiful save again by Boulder from Roberts.
Superb chip by Mountfield, splendid header by Roberts, and didn't Boulder do well? That was a fantastic save.
Pardew. Minto through the legs of Burke that time. It's the cross in, and a good goal! A super goal by Bumstead, and Charlton are back on level terms. The first goal he scored for Charlton, and it puts them back to 1-1. Knocked it back for Mountfield. And Birch get on the end of this. Roberts is in there, and it's in!
The final score, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2, Charlton Athletic 1. Next up on the Addicts fixture list was the away match with Barnsley on the 28th of November.
Charlton go back to the Valley next week, and they probably can't wait because their season badly needs the boost they must get from going back home. And when you're struggling, luck's not always on your side. Wayne Biggin's shot took a meaty deflection off Stuart Barmer on its way in for the only goal.
In years to come, Charlton fans will speak of the 5th of December 1992 in trembling tones as they fondly remember the momentous occasion when the club finally returned to its spiritual home, the Valley. After 7 long and bitter years of enforced exile, the unprecedented hard work and generosity of Charlton's loyal army of supporters had paid off, and the Addicts once again had a ground they would be proud to call their own. Many Charlton supporters had turned out to lend the builders a hand, and by the morning of the home match with Portsmouth, the Valley had been restored to something approaching its former glory, against tremendous odds. Meanwhile, as fans gathered in Floyd Road, excitement was reaching fever pitch. Tim Votier asked one supporter for his reactions on going back to the Valley.
Really emotional. You get, even at my age, you get a bit of tears in your eyes.
So what time did you wake up this morning?
Me, I was up at 6. I was up at 6 getting all the scarves and everything ready, ready to come over and get the grandchildren. But as I say, even at my age, you still get a few tears in your eyes because it is really good to go back.
Many famous faces from the Charlton Hall of Fame had turned up to celebrate this eminent occasion. Steve Dixon chatted to 40s hero Sailor Brown.
8,000 going to be here today. Well, you'd have lost 8,000 here a few years ago. When I first came here, I think the average gate was about 6,000, so they went a long way through the years that I spent here. I had 13 happy years, and I shall never forget them. And nobody knows how I feel standing here. The last time I stood here was when they played Stoke, when they were leaving.
Finally, Charlton's joyous fans were led back into the Valley for the first time in 7 years by club chairman Roger Alwyn.
No, he tell us he's lost the key. I'm sure we're going to find Axel from somewhere. Marvellous after 7 years.
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
Right, come on.
Might as well, might we? Just go and have a chat with you.
As the clock ticked down to the match, a legendary lineup of Charlton greats spanning 7 decades was introduced to the jubilant crowd. We were privileged to be able to talk to Charlton's record goalscorer, Derek Hales.
Derek, can you sum up your feeling for this afternoon's match?
Well, today has been a lovely day up to now. I mean, a historic day. It's all for the supporters.
Pleased about the weather?
Well, it's not raining or anything like that, but today is completely about supporters. Forget the players, forget people like me, all the old players that have been introduced, forget those.
Right.
Come and go, we do. Supporters are here forever.
Can you compare this afternoon's atmosphere with the sort of the days of playing with Vanagon and Powell?
Yes, it's, to be fair, it's very, very similar, though the pitch looks a little bit smaller. I mean, whether it is or not, I don't know, but it looks a little smaller.
At 5-3, Charlton fans could barely contain their emotion as the teams ran out onto the pitch to the familiar strains of the Red, Red Robin.
2,632 days. It was in fact the 21st of September 1985 that Charlton Athletic last set foot onto the hallowed turf of the Valley. That day the Addicts beat Stoke City 2-0 in what we all thought was going to be the last match at the Valley. But after a 7-year struggle, the team are back at the Valley, the club is back at the Valley for an emotional and historic game against Portsmouth. And can Lee Power get in? And Lee Power's got in, and John Robinson now is away on the right-hand side. Robinson showing great pace down the right flank. He's got the cross in. There's a chance for Nelson! And a save by Knight. Bob Boulder with the goal kick. Nelson got up well. Orford just got the foot in. This is Robinson. This is Steve Britt forward, looking for Leeburn. Leeburn holding off Simons. Now for Pitcher. And now for Colin Walsh. Yes, it's the goal! It's the goal that the Charlton fans have waited for 7 years. And the man whose name will go down in history is Colin Walsh. With one swing of his left foot, he's rewritten the history books. Darren Pitcher laid the ball off perfectly, and Walsh struck the ball with pace, with accuracy and with power with his left foot. And it's the first goal at the Valley since September the 21st, 1985. Colin Walsh could be looking to bend this. Portsmouth have got 6 men in the wall. Robinson runs over it, Walsh with a shot, and it's off the post. And Colin Walsh very nearly added a second for Charlton. And now Minto making tracks down that left-hand side. The cross comes in, Lee Powell header, and a great save by Knight. And Alan Knight really has kept his side in the game today. The Charlton fans whistling for the end of the game and the end of a memorable afternoon in Charlton history. It's a throw-in to Portsmouth. Neil will take it. And there it is. The final whistle goes. And Charlton Athletic have won their first game at the Valley for 7 years. It's the best possible start to the new era for Charlton Athletic. And as the team take deserved applause from those fans, the final score here at the Valley is Charlton Athletic 1, Portsmouth 0.
Steve Dixon spoke to the man who will go down in legend as the scorer of the first goal back at the Valley, Colin Walsh.
Colin, I'm reliably informed by the chaps at LWT that when that goal went in, your face was a picture. How did it feel?
Oh, it felt magnificent. I think after waiting for so long, I've only been here 7 years, but to score the first goal back, it was absolutely brilliant.
After the emotional events of December the 5th, the following week saw Charlton turning their attention back to the rigours of the Barclays League as they played away to Watford.
Walsh. Minto. And again Minto, doing well here, putting the lovely ball through now for Power. A chance now for Robinson, and Charlton are 1 up. Good combination there. The travelling Charlton fans thought so too. Lavin to Nogan. Back to Lee Nogan again. Some good passing here from Watford. Charlery getting it back for Nogan again. Might be tempted to try a shot here. No, they are crowding him out. They're pushing him wide. Hessenthaler getting it in again there. And it came off Boulder, and he's gone in from Charlery.
The final score, Watford 1, Charlton Athletic 1. On the 19th of December, Charlton were back at their beloved Valley for the home game with Oxford United.
Oh, there's a man at the far post, and there's the goal. And Oxford have taken the lead. And that's the first goal conceded by Charlton Athletic since they returned to the Valley. And Barmer has gone a long way without being challenged. And Walsh, and there's a man on the left, it's John Bumstead. And Bumstead, and it's there! And John Bumstead has equalised for Charlton with only his second goal for the club. Rees is finally beaten, and at last Charlton are level after 84 minutes. It's Charlton Athletic 1, Oxford United 1.
Boxing Day saw Charlton old boy Billy Bonds returning to his old home, the Valley, in his current capacity as boss of West Ham.
It's going to be Dix with a drive. Oh, it's taken a deflection, and it's in! And West Ham have scored. The shot from Dix took a deflection. Nice touch from Garland. Now Webster in the midfield. Shifts it forward to Bumstead. And Bumstead going through. And Bumstead, oh, it's off the post! Yes, it's there! And Charlton have equalised at last! 78 minutes gone, and it's John Bumstead again, the man who saved Charlton for the second week in succession. And Simon Webster's intervention there in the midfield was crucial for Charlton. He played it forward to Bumstead, got in behind the defence, and his first shot came back off the post, and as McCloskey turned, Bumstead was there to ram it home for the equaliser.
The score at the final whistle, Charlton Athletic 1, West Ham United 1. Hot on the heels of the Hammers match, the 28th of December saw Charlton in action again, playing away to Peterborough. On the 30-minute mark, Charlton took the lead, with new signing Peter Garland tapping in the ball from point-blank range. Just 3 minutes later, however, the home side levelled the score with Mike Halsall setting up Tony Philiska. The final whistle saw yet another draw for Charlton, with the full-time score, Peterborough United 1, Charlton Athletic 1. However, the draw curse was to stand Charlton in good stead as they faced mighty Leeds at Ellen Road in the third round of the FA Cup.
A thoroughly deserved draw for Charlton began with Gary Nelson putting the Robins ahead of Leeds with just 20 minutes to spare. But only 2 minutes later, Gordon Strachan flighted the ball into the penalty area for Gary Speed to force a replay at the Valley. But Charlton's hero of the day must have been the injured Scott Minto for denying Leeds a certain winner.
I think Tony Dorigo went down the left and put a good cross in, and me and Lee Chapman, we clashed, and that's when I was lying on the floor, and telling on the street, I thought the ball had gone out. And I'd looked up and I saw Simon Webster still marking, and I thought, you know, I've got to try and get up, but I just couldn't. My ankle was killing me, so I saw Tony Dorigo shaping up to shoot, and as I say, just stuck my leg out.
Back with the Barclays League on the 9th of January, Charlton were playing at home to second-place Tranmere Rovers.
So Pat Nevin, Scotland international, with the corner from the left-hand side. Oh, and it's off the bar, and it's gone in. It's gone in off Darren Pitcher, and that will have to go down as an own goal for Tranmere. And they've taken the lead here at the Valley with almost their first foray into the Charlton half. Now Walsh. Out towards Darren Pitcher. Pitcher cutting inside on his right foot. Tries the shot. Oh, Darren Pitcher from fully 25 yards let fly. And Nixon was struggling. Charlton sending a lot of men forward. One of them is Stuart Barmer. And Stuart Barmer's in here. And Stuart Barmer scores for Charlton in the 48th minute of the first half. And it was a super pass from Steve Gatting from the free kick. Barmer went racing through. Gatting picks him out, and Tranmere's marking was very poor, to say the least. But Barmer took his time, brought it down, and picked his spots with some coolness. Gassing got the header on. This is Morrissey. And surely Aldridge is offside. But Nevin at the far post, and this is going to be a goal for Tranmere. And the Charlton players look to the linesman as Nevin fires Tranmere back into the lead on 56 minutes. Gassing is in support. This is Steve Gassing. Into Nelson. Out to Walsh. Charlton building intelligently again. Walsh with the ball in. Up goes Leeburn. There it is. Carl Leeburn. Nixon flat-footed. And Carl Leeburn scores his first goal in the first team for about 3 months. It was a lovely move involving Gatting and Nelson and Walsh got the ball into the far post, and Leeburn rose and absolutely thumped the header past Nixon.
The final score, Charlton Athletic 2, Tranmere Rovers 2. The 13th of January saw cup action return to the Valley for the first time in years, as the Addicks hosted Leeds for the FA Cup replay.
Gary Speed, goal for Leeds, and Speed strikes at the heart of Charlton again. He got the equaliser up at Ellen Road, and he scores tonight. Walsh turns it in. Oh, and the jumper at the far side was Webster. And the captain just directed his header back across the goal and not quite in the corner. That's aimed again towards Leeburn in the centre, but Leeds have coped with that threat up to now. That's a good ball out by Chris White, and Charlton may have something to cope with here. This is Wallace, and Leeds are streaming out in support. Shutt to his left, two waiting in the middle. Oh, off the defender and in! It's called a Charlton player. It may have been Garland. Peter Garland, I think, deflected that from Carl Shutt, and Leeds have gone 2-0 up. He's shaking his head. This is Walsh. Oh, Leeburn in space. Garland! Oh, good save. Oh, and somehow he scrambled it against the Charlton player and out for a goal kick. Walsh. Oh, and waiting for Day to come, and he just about made it. Oh, penalty. Penalty, says referee Ashby. As Pitcher went in, the Leeds players don't understand the decision. Darren Pitcher, who looks as though he's going to take the kick himself, and scores. And it was a powerful penalty. Even Mervyn Day couldn't save that one. Strachan talking to McAllister. All part of the ploy, no doubt. Dorigo's there too. It's been turned aside. McAllister! Oh, that settles it. Leeds are in the fourth round now.
The full-time result, Charlton Athletic 1, Leeds United 3. Charlton's next match came 3 days later, away to Glen Hoddle's Swindon Town.
Alan Kirbishley picked himself for Charlton's game at Swindon, and the joint manager's presence had an almost immediate effect. Gary Nelson picked up the pieces after Swindon, who lost their own manager Glen Hoddle in the pre-match warm-up, had got in a real mess. And on the half-hour, another poor defensive header left Alex Dyer with a chance he couldn't miss, and Charlton looked well set for 3 points. Then it all got a bit messy at the other end. Steve White got a second attempt at a cross which Bob Boulder couldn't cut out, and Hoddle's replacement Nicky Summerby kick-started the Swindon comeback. And by half-time the game had come full circle. Colin Calderwood's header looped over and in, and Charlton have now drawn 6 league games in a row.
Charlton were anxious to break out of this rut the following Wednesday as they played away to Bristol Rovers.
Dyer now. And this could be a nice break now for Bacon. Bacon in that penalty area. Their ball comes over. Goal! Charlton in front. Portew's done it.
Well, I've already got a video title for the end of the season. If Rovers stay up, is The Great Escape. So at the moment, they're looking like Steve McQueen with his motorbike packed in, aren't they?
Alexander off the line, and it's 2-0. Charlton 2, Bristol Rovers 0. And it's that man Portew again. And that looks to be curtains for Rovers, Dave.
The final score, Bristol Rovers 0, Charlton Athletic 2. The following Saturday, Charlton were playing at home to Notts County, a side that was stuck deep in the relegation quagmire.
Deep again by Walsh. Pardew's the target. Pardew's got up there. And now Pardew! Yes! It's in, surely! No, it's not. Well, I don't believe it. Pardew can't believe it either. He's holding his head. Good touch off by Walsh. Dyer trying to get Nelson in, but he's surrounded by defenders. And Cherry taking too much time, rather. Now can Kim Grant get in there? He's goal side of Johnson, and now's a chance for Charlton. He pull it back for Alex Dyer, and it's there! Alex Dyer scores for Charlton, and the county defenders turn and look at their goalkeeper, because he's the man to blame. It was a terrible mistake by Cherry. And there's the shot, and there is the equaliser. And Notts County are back in it. Nelson with the corner. Now it might fall for Nel. Pitcher back in towards Leeburn. Grant gets the header on. Can Leeburn get in? And now Dyer's being held, surely! That's a penalty, no question about it. Absolutely no doubt about it. The referee in no doubt at all, because Alex Dyer was clearly held. And now it's Alan Pardew with the responsibility against Steve Cherry. And it's there, Alan Pardew makes it 2-1 to Charlton with his third goal in 2 games and his 10th of the season.
The game finished, Charlton Athletic 2, Notts County 1. Following on from this vital victory, on February the 6th, Charlton were at Blundell Park to take on Grimsby Town.
But having said that, I thought this is a very fortunate free kick.
Yes. Yeah, we got out of it something we shouldn't have had, really. Graham Rodger, we might get something more yet. Probably not. Smith. Paul Agnew. Paul Agnew coming inside. Futcher. Good ball. That's a great pass to Smith. Oh, past the man. Still going. Good cross as well. 2 coming in. Oh, yes! Graham Rodger. Great goal.
The full-time score, Grimsby Town 1, Charlton Athletic 0. A week later, Charlton were back at the Valley, locking swords with Sunderland. Here's John Fuller.
Charlton got 2 players spare at the back. This is Stuart Barmer. Charlton filling the box. Oh, wow. Nearly an own goal. And Alan Pardew in the area to nod on. Good save by Tony Newman. Pardew always ever present in that area, picking up these loose balls. Cleared by Goodman, forward to Gray. He's got Calhoun on the far side. This is Calhoun, he's onside. And the referee's given a penalty. The referee has seen the tackle from behind on Calhoun and has given a penalty. And he scores. 81st minute. Sunderland's first shot of the second half, and they take the lead.
The result at full time, Charlton Athletic 0, Sunderland 1. Things were still not going Charlton's way on the 20th of February as they played away to Luton Town. With Bob Boulder out of action with an injured knee, Mike Salmon was back between the posts for the visitors. However, Salmon was unable to do anything about this shot from Phil Gray shortly after the break. The final score, Luton Town 1, Charlton Athletic 0. Charlton's next match saw loan signing Scott Houghton joining the side from Spurs as the squad played at home to Bristol City. 3 minutes into the game, Charlton looked set to nosedive to their 4th 0-1 defeat on the trot when Andrew Cole flicked home the ball from Mark Gavin's cross. With 11 minutes to go, substitute Paul Gorman levelled the score, firing in from close range. Late in the game, Steve Gatting headed home from Colin Walsh's cross to clinch the points for Charlton. The final score, Charlton Athletic 2, Bristol City 1, with the Addicts now 10th in the table with 44 points. On the 6th of March, Charlton travelled to Roots Hall for the away game with struggling Southend. The visitors took the lead just after the hour, following a foul on Gary Nelson. Steve Gatting stepped up to take the free kick for Simon Webster to bury the ball with a powerful header. Carl Lieburn wrapped up the points 10 minutes from time, dummying the keeper to drive the ball into the back of the net. The final score, Southend United 0, Charlton Athletic 2, with the Addicts still in the running for a playoff place. Charlton's next fixture on March the 10th saw the Addicts doing battle with Kevin Keegan's Megabucks Magpies, Newcastle United.
We've also got tremendous interest in their new double signing. This is Robert Lee against his old club. Oh, what a start for Robert Lee. That's a goal he really would have wanted. Charlton Athletic, his previous club. Looking for Lieburn, inevitably. Nelson not able to... Oh, and there's a mistake there from Howie. And that's the equaliser. Gary Nelson punishing the error there, and he's had to go through the pain barrier, it looks like, for that, but he won't mind at all. Lieburn with the jump. Howie seemed to have it under control. Maybe had two thoughts about the back pass, and that was too many, and Nelson was in there and prodded home the equaliser. Bracewell and Sellers there. Scott Sellers with the free kick. David Kelly, 2-1 to Newcastle. David Kelly, the perfect timing again, right at the beginning and right at the end of this first half. Newcastle have scored. Nelson is out wider, but it's back into the middle. Howie gets ahead to it. Balmer looking for Lieburn. Senicek loses out. And that's another equaliser for Charlton Athletic. This time it's Carl Lieburn. They made it look so simple as well. Lieburn got a knock, just as Nelson did when he scored the first equaliser. Senicek came for it, didn't get it. Lieburn did. Robinson looking to open it out. Stimson available. And holding off the challenge while Beresford comes forward. And squeezing it through. Kelly stole in there, and Kelly, well, what a marvellous save by Mick Salmon to retrieve the situation for Charlton. Square for O'Brien, who can hit them. Has he opened up the room for the shot? Looking to get on the way of the return. Oh, saved somehow. Minto was back there. Last-ditch stuff now from Charlton. O'Brien, a great scything run through the middle. He went for it all the way, took it on his chest, tried to flick it over here, and Minto, great covering.
The full-time score, Newcastle United 2, Charlton Athletic 2. 3 days later, Charlton were back at the Valley for the home game with relegation-haunted Brentford.
Webster clearing long, looking for Carl Lieburn. Down the corner of the pitch, Lieburn battling away there with Brian Statham winning the ball. He's got Walsh behind him. This is Colin Walsh. Got the left foot to go round the man and cross deep. This is Minto. Minto in the same direction. This is Pitcher, yes, what a goal! Derham Pitcher. Deep to the back corner of the Brentford goal. Pitcher gets up, heads it in, 1-0. Ball pushed deep. Scott Minto down the left-hand side. It's Colin Walsh pushing it deep. Lee Burns up. Keeper's lost it. Houghton. Oh! Shot on the turn from Houghton hitting the post. Keeper was on the floor. 3 or 4 inches the other side. It would have been 2-0.
On the 20th of March, Charlton travelled down to the south coast to take on promotion prospects Portsmouth.
It's Whittingham. Daniel's on a run. And Daniel's got past his man. Ray Daniel. Good performance. Daniel waits for the players to come into the box. His prize is in the net. Guy Whittingham heads the ball past Mike Salmon for his 32nd league goal of the season. Walsh, Colin Walsh, looks for Leeburn. Leeburn on to Dyer. But it's away by Paul Walsh, unable to get that ball from Orford. And through is off the line by Mark Chamberlain. Unbelievable. As Gary Nelson was through, he didn't get a true touch on the ball, but it was enough to deflect it past Alan Knight.
The full-time score, Portsmouth 1, Charlton Athletic 0. The following Tuesday, Charlton returned to home territory for the match with Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Charlton looking to make space. Barnwood's got a bit of space down here on the right. Cole Leeburn's up. Nelson's round the back. Oh! That was Simon Webster coming around the back. Surprised to find him coming so deep. Forcing the corner. Nelson's on the line. Webster's just in front. There it is. It's Webster's up. Oh, it's cleared off the line. Webster's header cleared off the line by Birch. Keeper claiming he was pushed. Great flick on there by Webster. Ashley. Charlton containing them just outside the box. Mountfield. Rankin. Got Mountfield with him. He tries to turn. Mountfield's won. The referee said play on. And for the cross, flicking on. It's open man. He's just left there. Robbie Dennison just left at the back to come in. Nobody there. And Charlton Athletic, who have had most of this game, are now 1 goal behind with about 5 minutes left to play.
Charlton's next match was the away fixture with Leicester City on March the 27th.
He's got Lowe wide if he wants him. He finds him. Coatsworth wants it, but Lowe sweeps it into the middle. Walsh gets up. Back with Gary Mills. First time shot across. Joking with a header. Oh, what a goal! We've only been playing 45 seconds. Charlton building nicely. Good ball from Walsh. Good running from Nelson. Lays it back to Dyer. Cross comes in. Lieber with a header. Oh, what a magnificent save from Muggleton. Well, that really was football of the highest quality. Far side to Nelson. Cross in. Liebman again with a header. Oh, and again Muggleton. Mr. Burge has a look at his watch. Gets a signal from his linesman. Philpott, good deep cross. Walsh with a header. A superb goal from Steve Walsh. An even better cross from Lee Philpott. Thompson again. Philpott's onside. If he can get there. Cross comes in. Walsh with a header. Oh yes. Mistake by Gary Coatsworth.
The game finished Leicester City 3, Charlton Athletic 1, with a playoff place looking ever more remote for the Addicts. The week after, Charlton were back at the Valley for the home game with Barnsley.
See if we can break forward now. Leeburn. This is Balmer. First time in, it's Nelson. He's kept the ball. Turns to the shot. Ah, and that's the first save on target this half from the goalkeeper. At long last, some action.
Charlton were at home again the following Tuesday, the adversaries this time being Watford.
Must be Webster for the dummy and Walsh with the left foot. That's what it could be. Webster's driving it. To a deflection. It's in. It's there. A deflection from the free kick. Simon Webster drove the ball. It came off the wall. Keeper went to his right and the ball in the left-hand corner of the goal. And it's there. A goal for Charlton. Garland with the corner. Rolls in the game. Webster's there. It's gone in. It's gone in. Head of Stuart Barmer, it looks like, and it has gone in. Peter Garland curling it in to the near post. Stuart Barmer was there, off top of his head, and Charlton 2-0. Lined up just inside the 18-yard box, pushing it forward, looking for Furlong again. It's taken a flick, it's off the post, and it's gone in. It's Walsh with the corner, left-footed. It comes, it's there, and it's Steve Gatting. Steve Gatting was up at the far post for the first one, which flicked back on for the corner, and from another corner, Steve Gatting makes it 3-1. He was all alone there on the line.
The result at full time, Charlton Athletic 3, Watford 1. On the 10th of April, Charlton travelled to Meadow Lane for the away match with Notts County.
And Carl Leeburn, all 6'3" of him, will launch this one. Still hanging around the edge of the box, Webster's there. Shot comes in. It's finally cleared in a hurry. A good first time shot and a tremendous save from Steve Cherry. Well, Stuart Barmer lined that ball up 30 yards out, hit it first time with his right foot. The flag stays down, and rightly so. Gorman twists and turns with Cox. Shot comes in, and Cherry gets it at the second attempt. Wilson. Cross comes in, header, oh, it's there! Dean Thomas, the Notts County captain. So Thomas will take the throw. Garner will get it on. The header comes in, yes! And it's Mark Draper, County's leading goal scorer. Back with Smith. Reeves barged down, it's got to be a penalty. Well, there was no doubt in my mind. He went for the header. Darren Pitcher flew into the back of him. Dean Thomas is normally the man who is given the responsibility, but David Smith will take it. Well, that's probably the last penalty kick that David Smith will take.
The game finished Notts County 2, Charlton Athletic 0, shattering the Addicts' slim hopes of a playoff place. On Easter Monday, Charlton were back at the Valley to take on Peterborough United.
That's some nice play from Gorman, laying it off Minto. And a good ball. Nelson's breaking down the right. He's got 3 men approaching there, so to hold it slightly while they get in there. There's the cross. Minto's there. This is Minto. Saved by the keeper, Bennett. Charlton's first move. Well played. He finds Pitcher. Pitcher's on his own. He can go round one man. He's got some space. And he kicks it straight at the player. Wins it back, though. Farmer's going to try. Webster goes it in. Keeper's there, and so is Leeburn. And the referee said it was a foul. Seems as though there was some connection there by Leeburn on the goalkeeper. Leeburn felt as though he won that one well and then headed it in, but the referee, Alan Gunning's having a word with him. Adcock nodding it down to Barnes. Barnes going through, the shot, and it's gone in.
The final score, Charlton Athletic 0, Peterborough United 1. April the 17th saw Alex Dyer making a welcome return to the side after his recent injury as the squad travelled to Oxford United. Dyer showed he hadn't got rusty during his time out by giving the visitors the lead in the 32nd minute. After the break, Gary Nelson came close to making it 2-0, only to see his shot deflected into the side netting. The final score, Oxford United 0, Charlton Athletic 1. On the 24th of April, Charlton travelled to the Den for the last time ever for the away clash with their old sparring partners, Millwall.
Charlton Athletic coming forward through Colin Walsh now. Good cross. Headed out to... Oh, that was a great shot, a great save. Beautifully hit by Paul Gorman. Hit the volley first time and brilliantly caught by Casey Keller. Got both hands behind the ball and it stuck. Millwall just holding that slender one-goal lead. As Scott Minto clips it in for Leeburn, got his head to it, Dawes is there again, that was the goalkeeper's ball, and Leeburn gets a second header.
The final score, Millwall 1, Charlton Athletic 0. Shortly before the last home game of the season against Derby on May the 1st, Charlton fans were saddened to learn that former player Tommy Caton had died of a heart attack, just weeks after announcing his retirement from the game. Before the Derby match got underway, a hushed crowd joined players and staff in a minute's silence in memory of Tommy.
Pulling it away from the box, Gatting was up. This is Pitcher, it's driven, yes, it's there! Pitcher drove it into the goal. I think it came off a Derby County foot to the back. 1-0. 55 minutes into the game. The ball bounced to the back of the half, back of the box where it was free for Pitcher, who just drove it in with his right foot. To a deflection on the way in, but it's there. And there, Sturridge is inside, he's on his own. He's tackled by Minto. There's the cross coming in. There's Simpson. And there's Gabardini. And it's there. The ball just bouncing clear. Long ball. A bit different up front now. Craig Short will have a bigger man to look after. Nelson's broken away here though. He's pushing it forward. This is Gorman. His right foot. He's at the post. It's unlucky. Still there. This is Sean Newton. He's blew around the keeper. He doesn't quite do it. Still with Charlton. Walsh is there. Pulling it in, this is Gorman again, he's onside, he's crossed it, oh! And the ball just over the bar. It's knocked on by Leeburn, Gorman's onside. And that is it, the Derby County stopped to play Gorman offside, a flick on by Leeburn. Gorman's into the area, left foot straight in the back of the net. And that is on 89 minutes.
The game finished, Charlton Athletic 2, Derby County 1. Afterwards, John Fuller chatted to Paul Gorman.
89th minute goal, second one of the season, but that must have been the better of the two.
That's the most important goal scored for a long time. Might be to score it.
You seem to be having a tussle all the game with Greg Short, and a lot of offsides going on. You seem to be getting a little bit discontented with the linesman, but that time they all looked for the linesman, but you were there.
Yeah, I mean, even I looked round there, looked for the linesman at first. I mean, I thought it wasn't my day.
Derby County were playing the offside trap through the whole game, and it was difficult for you and Nelson up front pushing forward.
Yeah, but as soon as I hit the post, I thought, well, it's going to come before long. I mean, there was like, when I hit the post, I think there was about 5 to 10 minutes left, and I thought, well, I think I'm going to grab something here.
Later that evening, our cameras were at the Meridian Sports and Social Club for this season's Player of the Year awards. This year's winner was Stuart Barmer, capping an excellent season for the Scots-born defender. Charlton's last match of the 92-93 campaign was away to Birmingham City on the 8th of May. The Blues needed nothing short of a win to escape the jaws of relegation, and sure enough, City took the lead in the 55th minute with Paul Molden scoring the most important goal of his career. Most neutrals would have judged the goal offside, but referee John Martin gave it anyway. This result may have delighted the St Andrews home crowd, but it heralded disaster for Brentford, who dropped out of the division after just one season. Also relegated were Cambridge United and Bristol Rovers, while the glittering prize of automatic promotion to the Premier League went to West Ham and Newcastle United. We asked management duo Alan Kirbishley and Steve Gritt to reflect back on Charlton's season.
Well, if we could start with Steve, it wasn't that long ago, in fact a year ago, Steve, we were talking about a memorable season. Perhaps not so memorable in terms of points, but a lot of things to look back on with pleasure from the 92-3 campaign, I'd say.
Yeah, I think so. It was, up to 35 games of the season, we were just about a point behind the same stage last year. But then we unfortunately won, and I think we lost 3 on the trot, which set us back a little bit, and we didn't quite recover. But having said that, I think all in all, considering what's gone on through the season, it's been a reasonably successful one.
One thing that has been noticeable this season, though, particularly back at the Valley, has been the support. And one of the things I've noticed is the fact that nobody tends to leave early anymore. And that was particularly evident on Saturday against Derby, when everyone stayed right to the end, and it was a rousing finale.
Well, we've done it a couple of times, haven't we? I mean, when the early games at the Valley, we equalised near the end after going 1 down early on. We tend to feel that, you know, obviously we've found 3,000 people in numbers since Upton Park, but as you said, they've stayed and no game has been dead. Every game has been going to the end, and that's what it's all about. That's what home games are about. You know, they're never over till the whistle's blown. We've had a lot of inconsistencies this season, but as you said earlier, the most consistent thing has been the gates. You know, we've had virtual lockouts all season, which is a credit to the fans. We're disappointed that perhaps we haven't given them the performances they deserve. Hopefully we can do that next year.
Owing to huge popular demand, this year we're repeating our highly successful goal of the season.